I've decided to do my video on Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Um, this is Steve, right here. Steve started Apple in 1976, but before that he had quite an interesting path to get there. Not a path that most entrepreneurs would take, if any. So when he was just 13 in high school, he needed parts for a project, and so he sent a letter to William Hewlett of HP Computers. So at that point, well, Hewlett was very impressed that he got a letter from a high school kid asking for parts. He was so impressed, in fact, that he gave him an internship there, or a summer job, which was, I think, very eye-opening for Jobs, and made him realize made him realize his passion for computers. After high school, he went and attended Reed College. At Reed College, he took a couple of art and design classes, only spent a semester there. He didn't enjoy college. It was interesting for someone as bright as he was. College just didn't suit him, and it's just a very interesting path for someone who as successful as Steve Jobs. After Reed College, he kind of became a bit of a hippie and decided to go work at Atari designing video games. With the money he made at Atari, he was able to go on a trip to India to experience his newfound love for Eastern spiritualism. He spent quite a bit of time there, and when he came back, he was definitely a different person. He was more driven, and I think he really wanted to have success at this point in his life. And at that point, I think he came back and he wanted to do something, so he got in touch with his old friend, Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak was a brilliant young engineer at the time, with also with a desire for computers and technology. Wozniak was currently working on a personal computer for himself. With this computer, it was something that had never really been seen before, because computers at the time were only at NASA and large businesses, not in the average person's home. So Wozniak was trying to design something for himself. This is when Jobs realized that there was a problem here. People should be able to have access to this kind of technology, and that was kind of the moment where he decided that he needed to change it. That was when he took the plunge, and he wanted to create computers that people could put on their desks in their own homes. So with deciding that he wanted to do this, he convinced Wozniak to start building more computers, and they started Apple. In order to start Apple, Jobs had to sell his beautiful Volkswagen microbus as his startup capital. That's what he had to use. So from then, they spent months working, him and Wozniak, in Jobs' parents' garage. With months down there tinkering and playing with the Apple I, they finally released it, and it was a massive success. After Apple I, not a lot of time had passed before they came out with Apple II, which again supported color graphics and other new technologies that had not been seen by the average person. And at this point, people started to take a liking to Jobs, and Apple especially, because they were able to provide a computer service that they could use in their own homes, something that had never been done before. This Jobs was a very good computer guy, and so was Wozniak, but there were others that were just as good, that worked at different companies. The reason why Jobs was so successful is he was able to market to the right people. He was able to find out what people wanted out of their computer and how they wanted their computer to look like. And once he figured that out, he created the products that Apple has so that people would want to buy it. I got an iPhone like everyone else does, it seems, and it's too bad Steve Jobs has passed away recently, and because he was such a revolutionary figure with entrepreneurship, and he was such a great innovator. Here are my sources right there on the iPhone, and that concludes this video. Thank you.